What's going on? It's your boy Josh, the Screen Gazer, and I'm back talking about another film. A film that's honestly quite disappointing because I expected a lot of well, cameo from my dog. I expected a lot of interesting and overall exciting things from this movie. It was very hyped. The marketing kind of made it seem like it was going to be this big, action packed, and sometimes there was some action, but like interesting, deep mystery about thieves and it felt like something more was going to happen. And to be honest, what it provided wasn't really what it was advertising. It's directed by Barry Layton, and this man, when I decided to do research on him, he's done a lot of documentaries on like crime that's happened in real life, and also like short films about crime. So obviously, this man loves the genre of crime and that thriller and mystery. So you can kind of tell that in this, where it's very secretive. There's a lot of plot twists. There's a lot of mystery on, this detective who is played by Mark Ruffalo, Detective Lubnik, and he's kind of pursuing this main thief who likes to do crimes near the 101 highway in California. And his name is James, but he primarily goes by David, played by Chris Hemsworth. And he's doing these crimes because it's established throughout the movie that he came from a terrible, poor, abusive childhood, raised in the foster care system, and he's trying to do what he can to try to be rich, to try to make enough money to where he feels comfortable and able, a bit of a perfectionist, because you can tell he has some OCD tendencies due to his troubled childhood. And then there's the third protagonist named Sharon, who is played by Halle Berry, and she's an insurance broker who works for this agency who's kind of like scum of the earth. They kind of use the women there to try to get deals that they can't. And she's worked there for 11 years. It's made it clear in the movie, in the agency, as they talk to her, that she's past her prime. She can go somewhere else, but she's 53, so she's not going to get a lot of clients. She's not going to get a lot of time at agencies. Kind of like some fucked up shit. But what this movie does is establish these three timelines and how they're going to intersect, because at the end, the insurance broker, one of her clients, is someone who David targets. And eventually Detective Lupsnick finds that out, then it kind of intermingles. Now, the a thing that this movie does really good is the sound and direction at times. Now, the sound is fantastic when it comes to the chasing scenes, or when it comes to the thieves or the driving or the alarms or the gunshots or whatever. The sound plays a big factor, and with that sound is the music. The music that the director plays, or the producer chooses to play, they make the movie, really. If there were any other sounds or music that were used for certain scenes or certain montages, I think it wouldn't hit the same. But that's kind of the strong suit of this movie, that music and sound. The acting is, I mean, the acting is acting. Like there's nothing really to say. Chris Hemsworth's character David is kind of very stoic. He doesn't say much, but the love interest in Monica Barbaro is kind of weird. Like, I don't know why she would stay with someone who she has no idea who this person is, and yet she keeps falling for him more and more. It's very weird, some of the directions that some of these characters go, especially Detective Lubnick's partner, who is played by Corey Hawkins. Like, he makes some questionable decisions, and it's all about these movies are all about honor, whether it's David's thieves code or his honor, and also the LAPD and that detective unit about falling for like our own guys and making sure everyone's good. But Detective Luznik only cares about what is truthful, what is justice, while even his own partner and the rest of his colleagues only care about you know the closure rate of making sure getting cases closed, and being a quote unquote good cop, even though they kind of do shady things. and as well as obviously the insurance broker. She wants to be good, but she's an insurance broker. Their reputation precedes them of kind of being scum of the earth. They kind of swoop up and kind of steal that money from their clients. So I like that aspect where these three protagonists are obviously flawed in the people they surround themselves with and what they work for, a thief, insurance broker, and a detective. I thought it was really interesting and how those tropes are kind of intermingled. But overall, the finished project is kind of, I wouldn't say it falls on its face, but it definitely feels lackluster in how it ends and the climax and all of that. Overall, I'd give it like a 7.1, 7.2. This movie kind of doesn't really do it for me. It's very average. I mean, there are some tropes, like I said, the three protagonists and the music and the sound that kind of bump it up to a more above average film, but I wouldn't say it was anything that equaled my high hopes going into the film.